grid as they wait for the lights to go out. The revs are building. Let's go racing.
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now.
G'day everyone, welcome back to W2W Racing. We are here for round 3 of season 15 at the Daytona International Speedway for our first endurance of the season. Joining me tonight in the commentary box, I have Seckers.
Howdy, one and all. Yeah, good to be here, Dragon.
Yeah, it's a nice long night ahead of us here, 72 laps at the track, and curating that into the wonderful screen you see at home there is Dodgy on the visuals.
Yes, getting very comfy for a long night. As I see, we've got 6 watching so far. Humper has just joined the room, so I'm sure he's after all the bits and bobs he can get out of Div 2 to use in Div 1. I think it's going to be a great night.
Yeah, well, I've just given the guys the 1 minute warning. So we'll kick qualifying off. Yeah, probably another 20 seconds, allowing the guys to put on tyres. Not that it'll really change your overall time in lap speed.
Yeah, well, what happens around here, Seconds? You've done, what, 1 hours of practice here this week, if you're lucky. What does tyres and fuel do around here?
So tyres, not much different in the tyres for raw pace. You may find that the softs start to look a little worn by the end of your stint, but it will be not really in regards to tyres. It's all about how much fuel you can keep in your tank for as much time, really.
Is there much point in fuel saving around here, or you just want to go flat bicky? What do you reckon?
Oh, you'll find that different teams will, like within the teams, you know, you've got 3 people from each team out on track. They'll work together. You might find them rotating, like the old bicycle races, you know, one at the front, moves to the back and so forth like that maybe. But who knows, might be a team or in-team rivalry, which may stop that, especially come the end of the race. So I'm going to kick off qualifying anyway. And, we'll get going. What do you reckon?
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds great. Apologies for the dropout there.
It's all your fault.
Decided that it didn't want to connect to my PlayStation. Sorry, my PlayStation decided it didn't want to connect to my internet. Because the stream's running silky smooth beside me, but my PlayStation said no.
Yep, and we're back in the start of the morning here is when everything's kicking off. So under lights initially, and we'll go through the whole day, and I'm not sure when it finishes, but we should see the fastest times right now.
Yeah, and it's one of the best tracks in the game under lights. It's absolutely gorgeous with all the stadium lights around. Just waiting to see everyone coming out of the pits. Looks like just the Fang It guys are out so far, but leading everyone around for the moment is Viper's Fang, followed by Havoc, and Slippery Eel is the third.
Yeah, well, what you might have here actually is because everyone wants to team up with their teammates, and you get released at all different points. Like, you don't know which order you're going to come out of the pits, so you'll have people here for the first probably minute or two just getting their spot.
Yeah, it looks like Eel didn't get the memo from Havoc and Viper, but Hodes, Wrestler, and Packer are all joining up in the Supras there. And on the back straight right now we have the Drive 25 conglomerate.
So we're looking at a 51 approximate second lap time. we should see, what, 4 flying laps, give or take. Maybe a 5th.
Second overrun, we should see at least 4.
Correct
I think
me
everyone got out with enough time spare.
if I'm wrong, can you, gentlemen? Did I see a couple start on hards when everyone else was on softs?
Yes.
We
Yes,
did.
you have. So that is the Drive 25 trio, all on hard tyres. So not accidental. All decided beforehand. You would assume there.
I think the one trio we got to keep an eye on is Troy. Seems to be the only one jumping on my screen, so there could be a bit of issues there throughout the race.
They might relegate him to the back.
Yeah.
If he gets a nice little lag spike on a straight, he could give him an extra 30 kilometres an hour, but yeah, apart from that, first time starting to flow through, so Packer initially goes top, the Damn Hexicans trio actually goes top, so 50.7, and there goes all of that. 50.6 coming through from all of the Drive 25 guys. So
Yeah,
10th
Hodes.
back to Damn Hexicans, and a full second back to the Mercedes team of Fangit Racing.
Yeah, here we go.
To the top goes Team Dodgy in the McLarens.
Yeah, you can almost just say that.
0.
You can almost just say the team name. You don't need to individualise the drivers.
Yes. It'll be a whole lot more crucial once we get going, but at the moment everyone's found their spots on track and seeing times come through, but none able to challenge the TDR guys. There is a big pack of Fangit and Damn Hexicans gathering up now. It's a 5-car group, and
Actually,
Packer looks like he got hung out to dry. Viper
A
with
penalty.
a penalty as well.
Where do you get that?
I
Did he go
think
under
went-
the
I
apron?
think he went below the yellow line
Yeah,
at
he
some
got
point.
knocked
There was
down
a bit
under.
of contact.
Yeah, right.
Baker improving. It looks like the
Oh,
Team
God,
Dodgy and Drive 25 guys have been split up. So we've got Stefko and Spoke in the top 2, Touchables and Troy in 3rd and 4th, and then Baker and Squid rounding out the last spots for each team there. I don't know if this is a last minute idea from the Damn Hexicans and the Fangit guys to all work together, but we'll
It
see how
didn't
that
look
goes.
like it.
Yeah,
I
even the
I
Fangit
can
guys are
confirm.
splitting up on the banking there.
Yeah, I can confirm there's definitely nothing in the team Discord. So,
Viper gonna have to serve this penalty. Oof, rough spot to have to do that.
yeah,
Wrestler
preferably
bumping
off
having
the racing line next time would be alright.
Baker hasn't improved yet. They haven't
Yes,
got much
get
time to
those.
make that improvement to try and go for a team quali.
Team lockout at the front.
Yeah.
I think it looks like they're trying to get Baker to the front now, so he's moved from the back into the middle. Spoke's giving him a bump around the outside of Stefko, and I think they're just going to push him the rest of the way. So well done. Good team strategy coming through there as we see the sparks flying from beneath these McLarens.
Yeah, that sunrise shot with the sparks and the cars at full speed around the bend is yeah.
Here we go, crossing now. What's he got? Has he got it there?
Come into this is the overtime
Nope.
too, so there's 15 seconds left. So we got people coming through the last bend. They
Hexicans and
won't
Fangit.
get there. I don't think.
Don't think so. Got 5 seconds. They're on the run, but they're not going to get there.
It's kind
So,
of an angry
no
pack of
six lap.
supers.
And Troy was
And there we
purple.
go.
So it will be Stefko from Broken Spoke on the front row, Touchy and Troy on the second. We get a mixture of Drive 25 and TDR for the third row with Baker and Squid. Then we have Packer Wrestler Hodes from 7th through 9th, and the Fangit Boys 10th, 11th, 12th in that Mercedes.
So it looks like everyone started correctly together.
See everyone moving off the grid. Stefko rolling towards the line now. And they have been let off the leash. Away they go for the first of 72 laps. We'll see how they go coming into turn 1 here. The Drive 25 cars look like they got a really good run out of the gate, untouchable straight up to the rear bumper of Broken Spoke, giving him a nudge along. Spoke running a midline as well through there. Opened the door for Touchy, but came back down and settled. Troy with a bit of a laggy bump onto Untouchables. Oh, big speed boost there again, and Baker already making his way up past. Oh, contact made already! Baker's into the wall. He's done well to keep that straight, but he is now off the back of the pack already, half a lap in. So, as you were saying there to start off, Seckers, it looks really easy to do 72 circle laps, but when you've got 12 cars trying to navigate those and all pushing for position, can become quite messy quite fast.
And just utilising the bump drafting, you got people that are, if you're trying to hit someone in front of you, and you got someone that comes and hits you right at the wrong time behind, unsettle your car, they can spit you out to the side. I don't know why people are going high at the moment here, but
I think some are just nervous about bump drafting through the corners, so they're running a higher line to avoid that for now.
Yeah, it looks good. I'll give it that.
Yeah, already a bit of a 4-car breakaway at the front. Squiddy and Packer trying to hang on to the back of that. A little bit of a gap back to Wrestler and Hodes, who are trying to work together best they can. And it looks like Havoc
3
is
wide.
still hanging about.
The spotters are going Burko up on top of the stand. I don't like it when it goes 3 wide. 2's alright, 3's when stuff starts getting interesting, especially with people's net codes and
Wrestler and Hodes taking a high line there. Packers staying in formation with the Drive 25 cars. Looks like, unfortunately for the Faggot Racing drivers, Viper and Eel have already dropped off. Havoc barely keeping up with this pack, but still holding on for now. Some movement at the front as well. Stefko moving to a very high line to let the Drive 25 duo through.
What's happening to Spoke here?
He's also taken a very high line there and just jumped out of the way of everyone, so...
He's maybe just taking that safe approach and just going, you guys are all over the place, I'll just jump at the back of the train here, save a lot of fuel.
Yeah, maybe thinking long term, get into a bit of a more stable part of the grid and then work together with your teammate on the Spoke again, going for the high line. Pulling out alongside Hodes. He's not going to have enough momentum to get by him.
He may also, like Hodes is skipping just a little bit for me, so he may not want to be touching him, like you said, around the corners.
Yeah, it's probably a good call, and in reality, as long as he can stay with the pack and doesn't get separated from the lead 4 or 5 cars, he's still in a really strong spot. Just whether they can push that Mercedes along enough to hold pace with them. Which it's starting to stretch out towards a second, so it's looking unlikely.
Yeah, just giving a little update there. So that just shows you what losing the train is. Viper's 7 seconds behind that Mercedes. And it's just increasing. So, and that's even with Sabrio right behind him. So, like, Baker Boy will be hoping to catch up to those two if he can. I think he is actually pulling it in slightly, and then work with those two to try and get back up and maybe use fuel later on in the race to kind of maybe close the gap, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate start for Baker there. I'm sure it feels pretty disheartening for himself and the other 2 drivers there in Viper and Eel that have dropped off the pack. It's really difficult to make up for that by yourself. So a strategy could be for Stefko and Spoke to even drop back with Baker and drop that, 10 seconds further back and just work as a trio to get up through the field. We don't know, but...
Yeah, so I can see the one problem there is I think the McLaren and the Mazda are very evenly matched for fuel as well, so that gap may be too much to claw back if you give them a 10-second head start.
We are seeing purple laps, not that it really matters, come out, but 49.9 current fastest lap for the Drive 25 guys, and it looks like Stefko has pulled out of that train and is dropping back behind the damn Hexagons guys there with Havoc on the rear of them.
What's happened to Spoke though? Because he should be able to stay with everyone pretty easily.
Well, they're both dropping back here. So,
That's...
might actually, he's feathering the throttle, I can see it. He's half throttle around the banking here.
Yeah. Like, that's a lot of time to give up. Like, I understand the idea, but
That's a
to get
big
back to
call.
Baker, that's... Yeah, I don't like it.
Stranger things have happened. They might be changing up the strat.
Because even here at full throttle, Baker's going to get, say, 19, 20 laps of fuel. And these other guys, even if they go, oh, hang on, we might change our strategy to a 2-stop, because we're looking at maybe a 3-stop here, they will still boost ahead on the pit loss time. So
Yeah, Baker's almost still that full straight behind him. So, I mean, I know it's a long race and all, but holy dooly, that's two of those McLarens could have held off those Mazdas, I reckon. So it's a big call.
Yeah, it's going to be very crucial for the team's championship here as well, because if one of the cars do well, it's pretty likely that the two cars directly behind it are going to be from the same team. But we are seeing the Drive 25, I guess just team break away at the front here. 1.5 seconds back to the damn Hexagons trio, and Havoc just hanging on to the back of him. And he's doing a really good job at hanging on to him.
yeah, if Havoc can stay there,
He's got a
Mercedes
big bump on it.
does like to be pulled around, but yeah, if he does lose it, if he gets that half a second or so,
Yeah, it just lacks that power to get up towards the top end that a lot of other cars have. So the gap between Broken Spoke and Baker now is 9.4 seconds. 6.8 between the Fangit duo as well.
tell you what though, if you're a team owner, seeing your 3 cars together around the banking under sunrise conditions,
You'd hope
trying to
there's
get your old Kotak
photographs.
photography
Yeah.
out.
The spotter's view up the top there looks pretty good as well. Just seeing them all roll through like this.
Yeah, we got Troy here with the fastest lap, dipping into the 49s now. I'm not sure if it was in the 49s before. So the fuel's starting to burn off. We're probably around half a tank for most cars.
Yeah, interestingly, I'm seeing Squiddy's ABS light is on for me.
I'll check myself.
Just having a look through there. I don't know if he's got a tiny bit of brake applied, but
Oh, I can't see anything. I can't get any closer to my screen, but I can't see any braking. So, I don't know.
might be just a little visual bug in the
So I
system.
think generally it flashes if it is being activated as well. So,
Yeah, it's just sitting at a yellow.
and he's,
Just having a look at Havoc, he's fallen a little bit off. He's not riding right on the bumper. But looks like he's got a nice run through the corner and has been able to make it up as some bumping's been happening through the Hexagons drivers. He really is just hanging on for dear life at this point, though, isn't he?
yeah,
At the back of the field, we do have Baker within a second of the Fangit guys now as well. And interestingly, Spoke and Stefko have picked up the pace again. So they've pulled another 3.5 seconds on Slippery Eel and Viper's Fang. So maybe they've reverted on that plan to bring Baker Boy in, and they're going to let Baker try and work with the Fangit guys.
oh, what's the gap there? So if we make a mental
Here's
note,
Baker now.
yeah, 11.2 seconds to the lead, and they've put their foot down on lap 9, or lap 8.
Yeah, I think
So they're
Baker
effectively
needs to-
giving 11 seconds up, and Baker's caught up to the trio, or the
I
duo.
think he needs to lead them. I think pushing them's not the way for the McLaren here.
And wind does play a factor here in regards to overall top speed. It's a crosswind here, so no one's really getting a helping hand. It's pure engine speed.
Troy did just have quite a large lag spike as well there, so... Oh, there we go. The Team Dodgy guy's in the pits already. Is Baker going to follow suit? He is. So maybe he's going to underfuel to try and make up time? No, that wouldn't work. It's a lot of time. 12.5 seconds.
I'm thinking,
sure.
without tyres, it's 35 seconds, I think, from memory here. And that's for a full tank of fuel.
Yeah, so half a tank added in mediums. Baker's only just started putting fuel in now, but he might... No, he's going to be a bit behind. I was going to say he might come out right with the lead pack as they go.
The worst part is now you're a lap down.
That you are. Yeah, not sure on the strategy there, but I was about to point out that they had about 50% fuel, whereas the Drive 25 cars are just above 25, 26, 27% fuel. The Hexicans are on 25%. The Fangit duo at the back, Viper's Fang and Eel, are probably on about 40% of fuel as well, so... Yeah, not quite sure. It does look like Stefko and Smoke have waited for Baker, though, because now he's right up with them. So they've committed to just working as a team, but I'm sure someone's doing some math right now trying to figure out how they get to the end after that half stop.
Let's see, how far are they behind? 58 seconds.
59.
So we have to see
And a
the
stop.
correct... Yep.
That's
So,
a big chunk to make up.
So
Well, they pitted
to
on,
make...
lap 13?
Yeah.
So for them to continue on, they need to do, 23 lap stints? 24? To be able to try and make it still a 3-stop to be with everyone else?
They may
that'd be
claw
20
back
laps.
the Mercedes, but that's even still a push. That's 31.5 seconds. Currently now from Spoke to Slippery Hill.
Well, it'll be very interesting to see. They've gone with the mindset of they're either going to win together or lose together.
It's not a bad
for
team
life.
play.
Yeah, having a look at the little YouTube chat here. Give it a like, give it a share. Get Dodgy's channel going good. But Tombo's got the box of tissues out. He's crying with his trio of cars up the front apparently.
Oh, that's not crying.
Yeah, that's different.
Flossie needs some tissues as well for the balance of performance comment. Yeah.
I think Flossie just needs some tissues because he's seeing all of his Fangit cars drop off, and as I say that, Havoc has just fallen out of the slipstream of the damn Hexicans. So he's been out of it for all of 5 seconds and lost 0.3 of a second. That's just going to fall away, really.
Well, he's got a trio of McLarens coming up that he'll probably start anchoring onto as well.
That's a great point there as well. He might be able to get dragged past the damn Hexicans. We could see, Havoc move up past him after they dropped him off. But the Team Dodgy Racing guys have actually gotten themselves the fastest lap, and they're comfortably lapping faster than the other guys by about 0.3, 0.4 of a second, and are continuing to go purple.
Sorry, I think I'm getting a bit distracted by the YouTube chat here. It's great to see all the comments coming through. Cam Nodder as well. But Tombo can't see the screen at the moment because it's covered in... His eyes are covered in tears.
Lies.
Not even halfway, Tombo.
Not even, barely a quarter. And I think we're going to be seeing some pit stops coming shortly. Less than 10% for the Drive 25 guys. Hexicans have to be in this lap. They're running very, very low. I think Hodes is on about 3% fuel.
Can I just add the TDR boys just overtook Havoc and he didn't even have a chance to stay in slip. They just went straight past and he couldn't catch their slip.
Yeah, so their cruising speed is about 287 in the corners. They slow down to about 283 there, and they're getting 290 plus on the straights.
Hodes with the 0.
Yeah, he was running very low.
It's so satisfying when you do come in with 0. Means you've nailed your target.
It does. So Drive 25 guys will be in this lap. There's quite a few that are really down low on the fuel. For some reason I can't spectate one of them, but I'm seeing about 3%. So I expect it to be 1 or 2 by the time all of them come in. They're all very even at the moment.
Has Touchy left the lead?
I don't believe so. I think they're pretty comfortable with Troy in the middle and Squiddy at the rear.
Yeah, I think the other 2 have switched, and yeah, in they come.
1% for all of them. So Eel and Viper can pretty comfortably go around another 3, 4, 5 times, I think. They've got plenty in the tank there. But they are 39 seconds off of that lead pack now.
Yeah, so that's where the bump drafting too. You get quicker lap times, but you also use more fuel because you are going quicker, so that's where you got to play with your fuel mixtures if you can.
Yeah, I think Troy was a little slow selecting his tyres as well. He's about 30 litres behind when filling up, so he might come out 5 or 6 seconds behind these guys.
So he may fall behind. If
Squiddy
he's
and
lucky
Untouchable's
then,
already out. He's going to be way out. Troy only rolling out of the pits now. So came in 0.059 of a second behind, and he's now 6 seconds back, and here's Eel and Viper going on by.
And what was the gap? Can you remember the gap from Dam to Drive 25? Looks like it's increased a fair bit more than what I expected.
It was about 4 or 5 seconds.
Was there a tyre change in there, maybe?
There was for the Hexagons.
No, there you go.
Contact on
That's where
3/4. That was very close.
Yeah, Drive 25. Troy was the only one that took tyres.
So that's why he fell off, and he's managed to catch back up very quickly.
They dropped off.
They backed off.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. I was going to say, I don't know if they got a bump from the Fangit guys. Oh, who've just got into each other.
Oh!
And here comes the trio again. Enjoy your time in the lead, boys. We'll take it from here.
Don't fang it up.
They can try and tuck down and get that slipstream, but I don't think they're going to have a whole lot of luck, and pitting in probably a lap's time.
And you got the damn guys just going around the outside of Havoc here.
Yeah, Havoc he'll jump back in behind.
Yes, that's worked out alright for Havoc. So Havoc's jumped in for Brutal, and he's shown the Div 2 guys for his team how it does. And maybe he should have been in Div 2.
Yeah, as we all know, the Daytona Oval is a great test of skill.
Yep.
And what Havoc's done there is he has double stinted his hard tyres to close that gap back up to the Hexagons. So now if he can again just stay with them, that'll get he's almost lapped his teammates.
But you effectively get one non-free tyre change pit if you're going for the 3-stop here, which I believe everyone's on track for because no one went 20. Oh, did they go in yet? The Fangit guys?
Viper and Eel have
this
not,
lap.
so they'll be in this lap. And essentially that's going to put Havoc almost a full lap ahead of his teammates. But
so they're completing lap 22. So they're not going to be able to do 2-stop.
There they go. And there. So Havoc moves up into 7th place. That is going to be a position back to Team Dodgy trio. And the gap to the lead, 13.0 seconds. And just as a reminder, they were 22.5 seconds off the lead when they pitted. Or Baker, was 22.5 seconds off the lead.
Yeah, I think we won't get a true representation of where they will or are until after the last round of pit stops are done.
Weren't they 58 seconds back
Yeah,
After
everyone's
they-
taken those
but that was
stops.
after
Before the
pit
pit?
stop.
Yeah, so now they've only got 13 seconds. That's
Well,
not bad.
So I
It
think
just
they've-
means that the other guys had to pit as well, which
Yep.
cost them 45 odd seconds.
All I can see is that it may look good now, but if everyone does a 3 stop, they'll be doing 4. So they may claw back time, but then they've got to claw back the 35 seconds of a pit stop.
Yep.
Tombo's saying Havoc could be in Div 1 at this track, so he's really showing his skills.
It's so hard watching these guys because we do have the lag that is a lot of regular drivers, me being one of them in the league, that nothing you can do can stop it. It's just bad ping and the rest. But, you know, Baker in where he is in the NT, he's got a lot of jiggle, and Troy in the middle of these red 3, he's got a lot of jiggle too. So it's really hard to do a good team bump draft with these guys bouncing around.
What was nice of the Gran Turismo gods, though, is they've allocated one to each team. So you've got Troy for Drive 25, you've got Hode skipping about for the Hexagons, you've got Baker for Team Dodgy, and then Slippery Eels moving about for Fangit. So at least it's evenly spread throughout all the teams.
Yeah, well, it goes to show the good old Tweed internet, because Slippery Eel lives just down the road from me, and yeah, we both bounce around on screen, so good old dodgy Tweed internet.
Meanwhile, the host is in WA.
Yes.
West is best.
Well, I've got pretty good internet down here in Vic now as well, so... But one thing I do need to bring up, after the stops have gone through and we see that gap 13 seconds from the Team Dodgy guys to Drive 25, the gap from them back up to Havoc is 3 seconds. Havoc and the damn Hexagons are only 3 seconds away.
So looking at that, they were 11 seconds that they've lost time to drive 25?
No.
No, they were 13.
Still
So
13.
they've,
So
pulled
they're...
in, they've pulled in about 0.5 of a second.
Yep.
So they're reeling it in, probably not as quick as you would want, but if they can run a little long, save a bit of fuel, I'm not sure what their strategy is here, but I'm sure they're figuring something out while they're circulating. Plenty of time to think around this track, and I'm sure they're all communicating with each other as well.
I'm not sure if
just drop off that damn Hexagons pack as well.
Not sure if any of these guys are ZD literate. For all I know, you've probably got one of them there on a laptop or something working out some timings and that to give them an ultimate, but I don't quite think they're up to ZD standard.
Up past Havoc, we'll see if Havoc can jump in, but Baker's left a spot for him. They're just running that high line and there's nowhere for him to go.
Credit the
They've been
people
hung
that
out to
can
dry a little bit.
text and drive. I think at Daytona there you could probably pull out a table next year and have some cheese and crackers whilst you go around.
Wouldn't
Your
mind
choice
that.
of beverage.
Who do you want it with, Sue? Sorry, boys, Sue just asked for an onboard lap. Who does he want it with?
Surely one of the laggy guys, right?
Yeah, we'll bounce around. Not Troy.
I think we'll.
And if you hop on board, I
I think,
might. Who are we going for?
I think Stefko is probably a good one.
You want
He's in the
Stefko?
middle and he's
Oh,
not bouncing too much, and get to look at the glorious interior of that McLaren. That's beautiful, really. You can
so as
see
we come into
those
here into the
drivers
final
coming up
banking, you can
closer.
see the full throttle turning left, turning a little bit more left,
Righto, Flossie.
straightening the wheel.
But
We'll
here
keep
we
this
go.
PG rated.
We're going to be on board for a little bit of action as the Fangit
Oh, all together. How hard is this?
Oh,
That's experience right there from Stefko. He
he's
didn't want to
used
create
hitting
the
tight gaps.
he didn't want to push the luck there. He just backed out of the throttle and turning
Team
left
Dodgy
some
guys
more.
Just looking to run that high line and just get by. Oh, Baker a bit into the wall there, just to get by the damn Hexagons. They're not looking to work together at all, from what I can see here.
But are you still on board there, Dodgy?
Yep, sure am.
This just shows you it's not as easy as it makes out though sometimes.
No, especially with all that bouncing.
There is a bit of a driver IQ that needs to come into when to go and when not to.
Yeah,
It's alright when there's just 3 of you, but... And even, yeah, like the slight bouncing around, you can see one wrong contact, send spoke left into wrestler into the right, and then it's just, yeah, Daytona things, cars going everywhere. Fingers crossed it doesn't happen. I know Dodgy's cursing me.
No, it's, look...
I'd rather it be you that says it than me at this rate.
Well, I included my driver. Oh, sorry, Dale's driver. Oh, wow.
It's also showing how hard it is for these cars to get around the outside. They may be quick, but on the track, it's just so hard to get around the outside.
And it's smart for the hexagons to force them around the outside to make it that little bit more difficult.
Oh.
Oh, a bit of a mistimed move as they turn through the kink.
Yeah, this is kind of sketchy on board. Makes me scared of my race,
Yeah,
actually.
we're back out now.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm back. I can't handle that anymore. I don't know if it's better or worse here, seeing them run that high line jiggling about, but
that's taken
they're
them,
almost clear.
what, 2 laps to clear those guys?
Yeah, 3 laps. So now they finally can pull down. Given a bit of time, there we go, pulling down in front of the hexagons.
I mean, they've made a second on the Drive 25 boys, but that would have cost them a bit too, having to stay on the high line for a good 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah, Baker's looking to be coming in for a big bump here. He's dropped well off and he's just cracking 290. But I think that's been costing him quite a bit as well. There's the bump.
Not that it matters, but the high line should save a bit of tyre wear.
Yeah, somehow Baker, I don't know if it's because he's doing so much sideways movement, but has worn out his rear right tyre more than the other 2 Team Dodgy guys.
Brake bias, surely. More to the rear.
Just how he broke into the pits, right? Because you got to slow right down for that one, or hit it at 280 kilometres an hour either or.
Did they change tyres in their stop?
No.
So...
Oh, hang on. I'm not sure. That was Drive 25. That didn't.
So
they've just gone in again.
Softs, they've used their mediums, and I would assume they're going to try and double stint the hards from here.
And they probably could have went around one more lap with the fuel they had on, but spoke might be 4 to 5 litres. I'm not sure, Dodgy, with your testing.
I have not done any.
6, I think.
What
Even
litrage they need?
From that math, if they're getting 18, 19 out of a tank, that's...
Let's see if they top right up.
You would assume so.
A few scratches on the rear bar there for spoke.
He's copped plenty of poundings in the rear this race so far. Out on the hard tyres.
Only in the race.
This is also a tricky rejoin as well.
Yeah, luckily the...
Oh, Baker making a move on Stefko.
That pure skill there. Stefko just got outclassed. Interesting. So now, as we saw last time, they were, was it 59 seconds behind after the pit stop? Now 53.5. Just food for thought. As looks like the Drive 25 guys have just about a fully broken formation there. They had Touchy on the low line, Squiddy in the middle, and then Troy running high to try and just avoid getting into each other around the corner. 25% fuel remaining on board for these guys. About 20 for CS Packer, actually. He's running a little lower than the other damn Hexagons drivers here. And,
we should go on board with maybe Troy just to see what the jittery is and make Tombo nervous in chat.
It's not a pretty sight. It's quite scary. We'll just get the wonderful sound of that 4-rotor as well.
Yeah, you either love it or hate it, don't you?
But I absolutely love that thing.
Yeah, it reminds me of the even just basic the old F1s.
Yeah. yeah, the old F1 cars or the 787B, or it's a wonderful sound. Personally, I think it's great.
Sure, Troy just lagged below the yellow line then.
I think that was your screen.
There you go.
We do see him taking that more middle line through the banking to try and make sure he doesn't get into the rear quarter of Squiddy or Untouchables.
Yeah, coming in
he
with.
almost missed the bump there too.
I'm gonna go one step further there, Scooter. What type of earplugs have they got in?
None.
Is it a black zone?
Enjoy it in all its glory. Oh, missed
Class
time.
5 hearing
Sends
protection.
Squiddy into the midline. Has to back off there. So Havoc, somehow he's finding a way to pull away from Viper and Eel. So I don't know how he's managed to do it, but he's pulling time on his teammates, who I thought we would see them working in unison like the other three teams.
Well, they're a lap down on him. They've got half a tank of fuel. What's Havoc got? Yeah, down near the bottom, so it might be just a fuel situation where he can...
I thought the slipstream would make up for that, but maybe they're running a higher fuel map, actually.
Havoc might be on one.
To try and cut a stop out of their runs. Drive 25 could be in this lap. We have just passed the halfway point of the race as well. They're going around one more time. It looks like they're safe-ish. They've got about 8% on board, I would say, maybe 7. But I'm going to stay with them and watch them as they come around into the pits.
Yeah, a bit of cloud cover here, so again, that won't... Normally you'd be like, oh, hang on, my tyres might be out of station tyre wear, but Daytona, don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, the Sam Hexicans coming into the pits there. Because apparently it's Seca's team, not Dale's, so Seca's alpha males.
Yeah.
Yep. As Drive 25
Dale can give me a smack
around.
later.
Here we go, 1-1 and 0 again, so cutting it just about perfect for the fuel, and here goes Team Dodgy on their way through. Oh, Hexicans coming out of the pits right in front of him, just appeared in front of Baker almost.
So
Yeah,
Drive
to,
25, they did one extra lap, and they've done one shorter one this time. Pretty sure they did 19.
And remember, so Untouchables and Squiddy didn't change their tyres last time, where Troy did. I can see fresh tyres, fresh hard tyres on all of these cars. I hope they know that
All
all
mediums.
tyres are required.
They just changed.
All mediums, there we go. So it refreshed the tyres, but not what they were. So that takes my question out of it. Troy and Squiddy have come out of the pits inside of each other.
One of the good features GT7 did up probably 6 months ago, maybe a little bit less, is it does flash at you when you come into the pits to say you need to put on, the soft or the medium and the hard. So there should be no going, oh, I forgot.
Yeah, the classic times, that one.
Looking at the totem on the left, we seem to be in a corrected order now. We're still 12 seconds behind. Yeah, still 12 seconds behind, but yeah, that's a lot of catching up to do for the half a race. They haven't done it in the last quarter.
Yeah,
But what you're going to see here is I think you need to go, how far of a gap can they push out to the cars behind?
Yeah, I think
To cover
they're
that pit
fighting
stop.
for 4th, 5th, 6th here, because they're going to have to try really hard to make that extra stop, to not have to make that extra stop. Interesting to see. Current gap is out to about 6 seconds, so they've pulled, 9 seconds since we last really checked in and saw them chasing him down on the Toyota Supras here. 12.4, so they have pulled in a massive 1 second, and with a bump like that, Baker Boy should take in another 10th until he slows back down to pace. coming back up on the
Dale's
track.
let me out of the prison cell. Thanks, Dale. Interesting thing is, I was just going through the cars, checking the states of tyres and fuel. Noticed that Troy's done havoc levels of kilometres in that Mazda. 12,500 kilometres.
Wow.
Yeah, the next closest
How much is the circumference of the world?
Dodgy Guys. The next closest is the Team Dodgy Guys, and that's only, I think, because they ran the McLaren in a previous season. So Spoke's almost at 8,000 kilometres. Baker at 5,000 and Stefko at 3,500 for their, what I believe is only second season in the car. Might be third, but I believe second.
Second.
Yes, okay. But I'm sure Tombo will be very pleased about the fact that he can see the McLaren losing to the Mazda right now after what that McLaren did to him in the early stages of Gran Turismo 7. I'm sure it's quite bittersweet for him.
So I'm going to give Dodgy's channel another plug. If you haven't liked the stream, like the stream. Give it a little share.
Don't know if anyone has. I see one, and that's me.
Yeah, I probably haven't even done it. Oh, got 7 on my screen.
Oh. Alright, 7. Yep, we're there. Come on, people.
Dodgy
20
may have a paid account soon.
Oh, look out.
Don't even think we've got that on the main one so far.
I don't know if you want to subscribe to the channel though. I'm not sure what content is behind closed doors.
Yeah,
it's a bit
careful. I
dodgy.
might hand it over to Stefko.
Oh.
It's
Oh.
alright. Speed run on getting banned once monetized. Cool. We have the
Funny
Dan
thing is this-
Hexagon's trio going around the outside of the Fang It guys here as well.
Yeah, sorry, the suggested video underneath my stream says the title is It's a Shambles. So that's probably
Accurate.
what may happen if you do subscribe to Dodgy's channel.
Dodgy is as Dodgy does.
So yeah, it's looking like it's about 25 litres the difference between the Team Dodgy guys and the other two teams around them that's going to make the main difference.
We are under 12 seconds.
That we are.
It does ebb and flow. It goes under, then pops back out to like almost 13 again, I've noticed.
Yeah, there's
It
been
might.
a couple of times where Troy's had to pull out a formation to stop accidentally overtaking Untouchables. So I think Untouchables might have called his shot here and said, if we're doing this, I'm taking the win. And just has not given up the lead. Maybe he wants to lead all 72 laps.
I think
That
they
sounds
went
like
Fuel
fun.
Mix 1 here and Baker's 2.5 tenths purple. And he's lost it.
Still is that little bit purple, and God, he's moving about quite a bit, but they're going to have to start bumping in the corners if they want to really make up that time.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem these guys are having in the catch-up too. It is that bounce.
Yeah, but everyone is having that problem, so...
Well, I'm not sure, I can't even remember, but I'm pretty sure there's even the art to bump drafting with these things too, with that lag. Like, because you
Yes,
don't want to stick right behind someone, I think you actually do need the little run-ups. And you can actually reverse lag, or reverse speed yourself somehow. Not sure if physics works that way, but with bumping and you both go slower.
So these McLarens now getting up towards 297 kilometres an hour, I saw. So, just like the V8 supercars, it's almost 300 kilometres an hour. But it's not.
And I'm
They
sure
seem to
they'll
have taken
remind
a
you.
big chunk out. They're almost down to 10 seconds.
I think they're burning a lot of fuel to do it.
Yeah, Fuel Mix 1.
I think
I
they're
reckon.
just building that gap to the hexagons, really.
But it also could be the other way where Drive 25 are going Fuel Mix 2 only. You never know. Oh, someone's flashing. Who's that? Touchy's flashing. Mate, you're a couple seconds behind. And blue flag
he's
doesn't mean
just
get
trying
out of the
to-
way, just
I think
quietly.
he's just trying to entertain himself on the straights here. Ooh, the other two fall out of formation on the corner again.
I think he's flashing. Yeah, it's Havoc.
I don't think he's actually trying to flash him to get out of the way.
Nah.
Havoc doesn't.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
I
bored.
think he's just hitting the button while he can. He's not got a whole lot of other inputs to do at the moment.
Maybe thinks he's a safety car.
Taking Corbin's job now that he's sitting there season out. It's very possible. Slow moving vehicle on the left. They should be able to just go around the outside unless Havoc's going to jump out of the way.
From Dale, Touchy is a bit of a flasher. Ooh.
Yeah,
he gives
that's
off
a
that vibe.
visual I don't want.
A touchy flasher, yeah, it's the worst kind.
Is Touchy joining the wheel-to-wheel brigade to the Bathurst 12 hour?
No,
I don't believe
no,
he
not
is.
this year.
I believe they were trying to organise a Canberra dinner or lunch or something on the Monday, but I think Squid's let that fall apart, so good on him. Apparently his kids need him or something.
What are kids?
Yeah, exactly. What a people, you know?
What is a circle?
We're just brains.
I tell you what,
Daytona.
these boys are now down to 9 seconds behind Squid.
Yes, and still they're still holding that 25 litres less, so I don't think it's a battle for first though. I think it is trying to build a gap to the second group of cars.
What's that gap sitting at? Basically
13
13 seconds. Yeah.
So they've pulled 8 seconds on it this stint.
Oh, yeah, not enough.
No.
If we did a 90-minute enduro, maybe?
I think this one's going to go down as a what could have been, just like the last one. Had the opportunity of a one make and did not do it. But it is what it is. And that gap floating at about 9 now, so the Drive 25 guys might have picked up the pace a little. Might have Tombo in their ear screaming at him. Getting nervous that the gap's under 10 seconds. Oh, I spoke very high. The banking there. Don't know what's going on with the Hexagons, but Packer's no longer in formation. He's just let Wrestler go on by, so bit of the Tour de France style there.
What's the old velodrome, I think, the cycling?
That's the
Is
one,
it
yeah.
the velodrome? Yeah. It's always interesting.
Did the-
Oh, who's that? Coach dropped off the back to 4 tenths.
He'll get a really nice run into turn 1 here. And if he can just stay in the slip, he'll probably hit him at about 287.
He's losing time.
There it
Oh,
comes
here we
back
go.
now. Yep. So as soon as Packer gave Wrestler the bump, gap comes back down. He's almost at 290. I did see 290 for a split second there before the corner. Going for that bump on Packer. And unfortunately, he didn't give the bump and lost 12 kilometres an hour immediately. That's a bit unfortunate. I think I see one of the Fangit guys, I think it's Havoc again, being caught by the Team Dodgy trio. So nothing he can do, unfortunately. He's just stick to that inside line best you can and cut the lap times down. And keep an eye on your mirrors, I guess. Baker Boy almost 0.2 of a second up coming through the last corner here as well. Hopefully Havoc hasn't ruined that by making him take the high line, but yeah, 293 there being hit, and he has lost that 0.3. Coming through that last corner was Baker. You're actually seeing the third car drop off in the Drive 25 guys as well, just like Oates did. Spitty drop into that 0.4 range.
It does do that, I noticed. If you give it a good hit, it'll bump you back, and you've got to catch them
Brogan's
again.
hooked out there too.
Yeah, it's like I was saying before, that reverse. Yeah, reverse
Give
bump.
too much momentum to the other guys. Oh, the Fangit guys are all over the shop here as the Team Dodgy comes
Oh,
around
yep.
the outside. They're a bit out of shape, but Eel had to duck back down onto the low line there.
God, that's a good shot.
A lot of reflection going on there. Boat choosing not to bump Stefko there, just gave a lift at the throttle.
It was just...
Havoc's almost caught up to his teammates again, just in time for them to have to pit. I think they've only got one stop to go, so by the looks of it, running quite low on fuel, and I think we'll be seeing a fair share of them coming in shortly. Team Dodgy will be in this lap as well, Fangit. Very, very low in the gauge for all of Team Dodgy. I think Baker might run out, actually. I think he has run out. Oh, he's coming in on 0, that's for sure. Here he goes.
Both of them on 0.
0, 0, and 1. Fine margins, but do they get to the end on that? What's that? 19 laps. They double stint the tyres and take, 3 seconds again. The Drive 25 cars do have to change tyres this stop. So they've double stinted hards and run mediums. They do have to change tyres.
Yeah, the TDR guys are in again as well.
Yes, yeah, we were on that. They've come out with 90% fuel, so they go into the end from here. 8.7 seconds was the gap for those watching at home when the Team Dodgy cars pitted. So we will see a shorter stop for Drive 25, but Team Dodgy do not have to make that extra stop from here.
Didn't you say Drive 25 have got to change tyres?
They do.
Yep.
So that'll cost them about 3 to 4 seconds. Purple currently as well as Troy, but he's just had to pull alongside Squiddy and tuck back in. So they're running the low 50s, high 49s at the moment. Damn Hexicans are running mid to low 50s. Last couple laps for Team Dodgy were mid to high 49s. So 49.7, 49.7, 48 for those guys. And unfortunately for the Fangit guys running 55s, 54s, Havoc's running 52s. So they're trying alternate strategy and one less stop, but unfortunately for them there's not much they can do once they fell out of that slipstream.
So yeah, the TDR guys didn't change tyres.
Yes, so that should be... So the gap was, again, for everyone playing at home, 8.7 seconds when the Team Dodgy guys pitted was the time to Troy.
Jeez, they've made up a long way, but it just might not be enough.
It's
It might
gonna
be
be
closer than what we thought. They're almost getting lapped though.
Yeah, but... the
So
Drive
meanwhile
25
they're
guys
in...
are in next lap.
Oh, okay, yep. Because I was going to say the lesser tank or the less fuel load would still be quicker. But yeah, they're coming in next lap, so that benefit is going to be short-lived.
Hexicans are fully topped up and rolling out of the pits for their last stop.
So do we go on
Only
board?
people left to stop is Drive 25 and Havoc.
So if we go on board maybe with Touchy, if they're in this lap, see where they pop out.
Yeah, I think they're going to be on target 0 again, probably coming in on 1 or 2 litres. So everyone really navigating their fuel quite well. It's making sure they have just enough to get around. I think Squiddy will be on 0, the others should be on 1 litre. Let's roll in here. No, it's 111. There you go.
I think this just shows you the overall, like, just how great the McLaren is just as an overall car. The fuel burn isn't much at all.
Yeah, it's a
Jump
shame we
on
couldn't
with
get one over to the 12-hour.
Boku's in the lead and see where they come out compared to the last Drive 25 guy.
So they'll be behind, but I think once Drive 25 are up to speed, it's going to be about 4 seconds, is probably my guess here.
And they don't have to
Filling
put in
up.
a full tank either.
No, so they are filling up the Team Dodgy guys also didn't put
They're
in
coming out
a
now.
full tank. Team
Yep.
Dodgy guys just coming past the start finish.
So you'll see the gap close for about a lap or two until the Drive 25s are back into their bump draft.
Back up to operating speed, yeah. But it looks like the Team Dodgy guys have really said, we kind of have to bump in the corners. We can't play it as cautious because of the audible we've had to pull. And they're really going for some of these bumps now.
Just can't get over the fuel on those things.
Yeah, I don't know if they've underfueled or if Drive 25 have overfueled, but yeah, there's quite a bit of difference between them.
I still think 8 seconds is a lot to try and make up there. I thought they were going to get more out of that. If they were only 8 seconds behind and Drive 25 had to put tyres on, I would have thought they were going to get more out of that pit stop.
Yeah, so it was 8.7, and they put about 12 litres less fuel in, which is almost 2 seconds.
Yeah,
which is 2 seconds. So,
Full tank plus tyres is about 39 seconds.
So in the end, they've made up the fuel difference and pulled in a second. It's
And you
just
think
whether
they're
they
both
have-
going fuel mode 1 from here.
You would think so. If they've underfueled and they're not going fuel map 1 from here, then they might have a bit of a flaw in their strategy, but... And back with the Hexicans and Fangit, the Hexicans are leading Viper and Eel around as best that they can hang on to the rear end of them, and Havoc's just up ahead, so he's always just in the picture as Havoc, somewhere around the Hexicans. It's
Yeah,
not been
about
too
to
many
be a lap
times where
down.
he's been too far off, yeah. So it's some beautiful aerial shots, at least for myself, of the Drive 25 guys coming through the banking. Troy again missing his bump.
Yeah, I think Tombo's probably chewing his nails.
He has
There's
said
a few of
that
these corners that are a bit hard to navigate. Yeah,
I think,
don't know what he's like. Jittering in his chair.
yes.
Just looking at the championship current state after 2 rounds. You got the 3 TDR guys in front here, so this is a nice little recovery for Drive 25 in the current state.
It is, and we've still got got Div 3 and 1 to come, which will really swing it one way or the other. Depends on how well, I guess, Humper, Nux, and Lucky can work together to try and offset Drive 25 winning Div 2 and beat Tombo, Zoo, and Pup.
I think we've seen here without the little mistake. They are definitely favourites.
Yeah, they definitely look the faster cars. If everyone split off into their team groups, I think McLaren are the ones that would win. But yeah, remembering Baker at one point was 22.5 seconds off the lead. And they made an early pit stop and a strategy change to bring him back into it instead of just letting him go. So, guess they thought overall 4th, 5th, and 6th is better than a possible 1 to 11. Or something along those similar lines. The only other thing I can think of that would have worked is if Spoke and Stefko stuck with the Drive 25 guys and tried to pick Baker up as they lapped him the first time around. And could have dragged him maybe in front of the Fangit guys and up towards the damn Hexicans.
Yep, agree.
Tombo has said that his hands are sweating right now. He's very nervous, but TDR have now dropped
that's just
another
lube.
half a second. Have dropped another half a second off the back, so maybe giving up the chase for now and just trying to make sure you bring in 4th, 5th, and 6th. got 20-second gap to work with. Just make sure you get there on fuel.
Who's the brains of that strategy call?
I don't know if I want to reveal secrets, but I might have had an inside source on that one. I believe the brains was Nux,
Oh,
watching from afar. So,
good call. Good call.
mm,
Credit where credit's due.
Which strategy call? Sorry.
to
I
drop
was-
back and recruit Baker back into the trio.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I haven't been looking at any chats.
So I personally may have had a little chat bubble pop up on my screen
Oh, look
about
at that.
lap 6 or so. So a little bit of an insight in that one. So people just forget that I'm there. I'm everywhere. In the corner watching. Doing other things too, but mainly watching.
The rumour
what
on the
is-
street is Tombo's knob's getting a bit of a squeeze.
Yeah, that's probably why his hands are so sweaty.
Like I said, it's not sweat.
He said it's sweat, so I'm just taking his word.
Oh,
One interesting thing here is the fuel differential between Team Dodgy and Drive 25 has come back quite a bit. So whether Drive 25 have had to start saving a little, or Team Dodgy have started saving and holding pace, I'm not sure, but it's not as large as it once was. And that's what she said.
Maybe it was the underfuel to try and close the gap
No,
and
Tombo.
bring it in.
I'm not meeting you at the gazebo. Maybe Terry Trailer.
Do we have... Well, for everyone, all the photographers in Wheel to Wheel watching at the moment, lap 63 is your marker. Drive 25 are all together, Team Dodgy are all together, Damn Hexicans are all together, and finally, reunited, Havoc has joined his team again, and the Fanger guys are all together.
But Havoc has lapped his team owner.
Yes, just superior skill.
All skill.
I noticed Touchy has relinquished the lead too and given it to Squid.
Oh,
I wonder if there's a
typical,
team order there.
Dictator. Dictator
I
Squiddy.
think- No, I think that's a strategy call. Touchy wants the run on him towards the line last lap out of the final corner. He wants all the glory for the last lap overtake.
Well, there's no Williams Esport, so Touchy not allowed to go below the apron.
Yeah, if he does get a good run, he could drop back and get a bump from Troy, and
Well, there's
I'd love to see it just evolve to chaos on the last 2 laps, honestly.
well, it's gone to 7.8 seconds.
Tombo
It would have
is
been
now-
really, I know, even being in the driver's seat, it would have been very nervous if TDR did catch up to the back of Drive 25. With all the little jittering, the team's trying to go around the outside, inside.
We've still
Yeah.
got a jitterer for each team. You know, Troy could play a big role in this, as could Baker.
Well, I think we've got, I know for Dan, we've got MCDC as part of
He
my
was
trio.
moving quite a bit last week. So,
Yeah, apparently he was on his international sim still. Forgot to change his sim card.
that'd be it.
Uh,
And then, you've got Tombo for Drive 25, who's going to be jittering. I don't know, I think all of Team Dodgy's got pretty good connections.
well, Apex's TV likes to turn off and on, so that's a bit of a jitter.
That's- Yeah, I guess that counts. He might just bounce into the wall at that point. Of all the tracks that you could have your TV turn off on, this one's probably not bad. On lap 69 now.
Yeah. Tombo's too nervous, he switched his TV off.
He's gone. Yep, he's he's walked away. Well, rolled away. Bad choice of words from myself there.
So I joined the club.
Quarter
I own
of a
teams.
second purple. You do own teams, yep. Quarter of a second purple are Team Dodgy. 49.595, the reigning fastest lap, which was quite some time ago.
Well, in all of, since 1959 when the first race was done at Daytona here, Who would have thought that they would have had 3 screaming Mazdas at the front, possibly for a trio win.
Yeah. I can give everyone a little fun fact about the 24-hour that was held here at Daytona. The winner of the GT class had a little Bowsette sticker on it that made the internet implode because it was an anime-drawn Bowsette.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. So apparently the lead mechanic for the car was always liked to wear green and was a grumpy guy. So they gave him the nickname Bowser. And he left the team to go back to Germany, and instead of just calling the car Bowser, because I believe it's Sebastian Vettel that said, you know, you don't give a car a man's name, you give it a woman's name. So instead of calling it Bowser, they called it Bowsette, and it runs a little sticker in the passenger seat. There you go. It was their class winner at the Daytona 24-hour.
Okay, not much longer to go now. I think we got a lap and a half in it. It's very interesting that Drive 25 have managed to keep that 8-second gap. It's even more now.
Team Dodgy having to conserve a bit.
Yeah, I think Drive 25 went full fuel. Drive 25 have been able to hold that gap and probably just conserve a little.
Yep.
Yeah, from 70 onwards, the Team Dodgy guys have had to reel it back in. They're running quite low on fuel.
Oh
Difference
God,
is
no!
probably-
Look who just got the fastest lap.
We could see a Stefco run out here. Actually, he's the lowest of the trio there, but
No
I
comment,
guess
Dodgy.
it's probably appropriate that we jump on board with the person who is our fastest lap king of wheel to wheel. He's purple again as they
Well.
come down the back straight. Do we see him have a go at first place coming out of the glass corner?
Realistically, the win should go to Squiddy or Troy if they want to play the team game.
As they have been pushing the whole time. So,
But looking at the points table,
you know,
Touchy can't get a lower score for his previous 2 rounds, lower than 300.
well, here we go. And Untouchables has given
Oh.
up. Troy is going to win the race.
Did I call it?
Second,
There you
and
go.
Did I
Touchy
call it?
third. And then jumping on with the Team Dodgy Racing guys, we're going to have Broken Spoke taking the win. Of the Team Dodgy Racing guys. Broken Spoke 4th, Stefco 5th, Baker in 6th. As they all run out of fuel. We've
So
got
they've-
25 seconds back to the Hexagons here.
They've played the same card as well.
Whoa.
Oh, you heard that one too there, Dodgy. Quite a bit of a moment, but looks
Oh,
like Restler
three-way.
is going to bring home 7th. Hodes might hold. Hodes does hold 8th.
That was
Very
a
fine.
lovely photo shot there for you, Dale. Yeah.
Team finish here for Fangit as well. Havoc
Yep.
10th, Viper's Fang 11th, and Slippery Eel in 12th. I just want
Driver
to
of the
congratulate
day.
Havoc,
Yeah, driver of the day, Havoc, lapping his team boss.
lapping his own team and only falling 1 lap off the back of the pack. He drove really well to get himself in that situation.
Whilst being a Div 3 driver.
Yeah, congratulations to Drive 25 for their podium lockout there, and a great recovery drive there from Team Dodgy Racing. Great effort from the Hexagons, and unfortunate car choice for Fanger Racing.
Yeah.